Hello and welcome. Today we've got a short video to talk about the new pricing for LINX for 2022. As part of the LINX budget process, the LINX board and staff carried out a thorough review of our pricing models and strategy, and this has led to some changes, and we're really pleased to have with us LINX CEO Kurtis Lindqvist, who's going to tell us some more. Hi there, Kurtis.
Hi, Darian.
Hi there. Now, LINX has always looked to drive down its port prices. There's been cuts pretty much every year for a decade or more. Before we get into the detail about the actual prices themselves, I mean, is this going to be the end of the annual price cuts, or is this more a reflection of the changing needs of the membership and the wider market?
So no, the historic price cuts LINX has delivered as you have achieved scale and in order to remain a non-profit company and to look after the interests of the members, that will obviously continue. We will continue to cut prices when we can, and to the degree we believe that is safe for us to maintain a healthy company. At the same time, returning using as a method to return funds to membership. The new model is purely about changing how we build our pricing structure and how we offer our products to our members to make sure that that's competitive and effectively priced. The price cuts will continue as and when we can.
Okay, that's good. Now, in the announcement that went out to the membership, one of the noticeable changes was the introduction of a port access fee and an additional peering fee. Are you able to expand on this and give us some examples about how that will work?
Sure. So historically, we have charged a single fee for a peering service, or with a port, if you want, where you have paid a monthly, in addition to the membership fee, you have paid a monthly fee for, let's say, your 10 gig port. At that 10 gig port, you got a 10 gig access service, 10 gigabit per second access service to the peering LAN at the exchange you joined. What we're doing now is that we're splitting these fees up so that you will pay first of all, a port access fee that gives you a port on the LINX fabric. These access fees will be the same for a given speed across all LINX IXPs. So a 10 gig E port access fee will be the same at LON 1, LON 2, Manchester, etc. And on top of that, or in addition to that, you can then buy one of the LINX services. So you can buy a peering service that can be 10 gigabits as you do today. So you use the full physical port speed for all for access to the peering LAN at that IX fabric. But the new with this is that you can also decide to buy a smaller peering port access. So on my 10 gig physical port, I could buy a 5 gig peering service, and that would be a lower price than what you pay today. And that's important because it also provides a better transition path as our members' traffic grows and they can scale the growth across the fabric. But more importantly, we are seeing a lot more interest in some of the additional services LINX have launched recently, like the private VLANs, closed user groups, cloud access, and you can now buy those services on top of the physical port in addition to your peering services. So through this changing pricing model, you have a wide smorgasbord, if you want. You know, I'm Scandinavian, I like smorgasbords, available to you as a member, and you can buy those products across the physical port.
Okay, so basically, to be clear, the aim is the change is to create a more flexible and affordable capacity upgrade path for members.
Exactly. So that was actually one of the key drivers behind this change, is that a member before had to go from 1 gigabit to possibly multiple 1 gigabits and eventually all the way up to a 10 gigabit port. That's quite a big step, though, to go from 1 10 gig. And through this method, we allow we provide members with a phased approach where they can go from 1 gigabit to 2 gigabit, 5 gigabit, and then eventually to 10 gigabit and then beyond. And the same is actually true also for the 10 to 100 gig. That has also been quite a big step with members having multiple 10 gig ports, and now they can instead get a 30 gig port access, peering access on a 100 gig physical port. So we provide the same level also in the higher end. So we're creating this smooth path of upgrades that members can use.
Okay, that's great. Now, we spoke about 1 gig there. Now, I understand we're going to cease providing new physical 1 gig ports for new members. I mean, what's what was I mean, you covered some of the reasoning behind that, but what's it going to mean for members that currently got 1 gig ports?
So all the members who currently have 1 gig ports can continue to use those. They can existing members can actually get more physical 1 gig ports, but we are starting to see a massive slowdown in demand from 1 gig ports. We have seen very few new members join with 1 gig ports. The majority are now these days joining on 10 gig ports, and so we believe that we with this and try to transition away from a technology that isn't so widely used anymore and help us do that transition. As of January 1st, 2022, we will no longer provide 1 gig ports for new incoming members, but they can get a 1 gig peering service over a 10 gig physical port. So you can still have the 1 gig peering service, but you have a 10 gig physical port.
To me, I mean, it looks a lot more user-friendly and attractive for new markets. So you can basically choose your port size and whatever interconnection offering you need on top of that. And are you confident that this strategy will help grow the LINX membership base?
Definitely. I mean, I think it's also keep in mind that this is not just about growing the membership base, but also providing a better flexibility to the existing members. However, this mix of services and having the ability to have multiple services is something we see a lot of the new members who joined LINX recently are actually very interested in not just the traditional peering services, but also this mix of interconnection products that we now provide, as in the cloud access, for example, cloud products that we also provide. And obviously this change is going to may allow these new members to get all these services on 1 single port, making it much more an efficient use of their infrastructure, if you want, and a better mix of products they can get from us.
So we're making this recording at the beginning of October 2021. When can members expect to see the finalized pricing and 2022 budget? Is there still time for them to provide feedback or ask any questions?
Absolutely. So we will share that with the membership on October 19th. So between now and then, the reason we communicated this a few days ago to the membership was to get any feedback, any thoughts, concerns raised around the change, and also give us an opportunity to clarify or answer questions around the actual change in pricing structure. So that come October 19th, members can focus on the actual pricing and have a full understanding of the new structure, and they can then see what this means for them, and they can make their plans for how they want to implement this. Then at LINX 114 in November, members will vote on the pricing and it'll come into force on January 1st.
Okay, so there's more details on the mailing list. We'd encourage people to add to that. And of course, we've got the Zoom Q&A on the 4th of November. So, and I think that's pretty much, Kurtis. Thank you very much indeed. And we'll leave it there. Thank you.